Hello and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Poverty Inspires Me, the podcast. I hope you're having a blessed and fantastic day wherever you're at in the world, and if you're not, you probably could. Uh, Hardships, hard times are like pressure. You know, if pressure, you create something. I'm going to use a cliche example. Create diamonds. The more pressure, the more diamonds. But don't think in the physical sense. Think in a mental sense. Well, how would you do this? How would you go about thinking in a mental sense like a diamond? All right, let's be cliche again. So let's go back to just being a logical, reasonable, average person. Let's put ourselves in that box for a minute. We're logical, average people. All right? Say we don't have any special gifts or talents. Let's look at what we do have. You have the ability to listen. And when we listen, we learn. Whenever we're talking, we're usually just saying things that we already know. So in order to learn new things, we just have to listen. So that's a trait you have. It's a very powerful trait, and it's a trait that often gets overlooked. The ability to listen. The ability to still your own mind and just listen. Now, once the listening happens, there's going to be a lot of noise. And this noise is going to be at first it's going to seem like it's pointing outward. It's other people, other things that are happening that are causing X or Y situation. But when you notice the chattering, you notice the noise, you notice that it's all coming from you. The noise is all coming from you. So we want to become like a diamond. We want to use our logical mind to do it. We just notice that we're making a lot of noise. Alright, we're taking logical steps still. We've stepped back and we've reflected on the noise that we're making. We're seeing is this external noise? Am I blaming other people, situations, places, or things? Or is this internal noise? I'm not good enough, fast enough, strong enough, good looking enough, etc. Either way, it's just noise. This is important to know. It's just mental noise. It's rhythmic frequencies. It's kind of like listening to the radio and changing the stations. Isn't it weird to think that all of those stations, including this podcast and every other podcast out there, is available to you? But because you're listening to this one, this is the frequency that you've aligned yourself with temporarily. Because in the next moment you could have a different frequency, a different thought, a different place, a different time. But it doesn't really matter so much as long as you're aware that you're the one doing it. With this awareness to wanting to edge out the best of you and become like a diamond, you become aware of the noise. You realize you're making the noise. And now you're in a position to take action. It's like chess. I just did a couple of moves, a move or two moves, and you need to see ahead. You need to use your logical mind and see ahead. And don't go after my pawn that's going to put you in checkmate. What's the end goal? In this example would be to win the game, the chess game, to get his king. So I must think about the step ahead, the step. Now, you can still operate in the space of now by thinking about the step ahead, the step. But how do we do that? Here we pose another challenge. So every step of the way you're going to find a challenge, and the challenges are going to be different depending on where you're at and what your goal is. But you might find along the way, overcoming the smaller challenges, you're going to build some momentum. You're going to build some inspiration, and you're going to feel pretty good. You're going to feel pretty good. And if you keep on this, you're going to see you're going to find more and more success. And now, man, you got that fire behind you. It's January, 1st, hypothetically, and you are ready to go. You put that goal in front of you, and you have the momentum to kill it. I use this example because it's lame, boring, and used all the time. And then what happens? It's a pattern. It's truth. 2 months later, 3 months later, they quit. What happened to all that momentum? What happens when it got hot? What happens when the fire got put to you? Where did it go? Where did all the momentum go? Well, this is where logic can help us, and we must reflect back, because the first things that we were doing were just getting us set up to be able to even get to this point. If the logic in the previous example, and any example that you want to do, is to get to a certain position in life, you must first realize where you're at. And then you must see the things that you have that you can use. I use listening as an example. I'm sure you have lots of qualities or things that can go towards, but having an open mind and starting to believe that you can do these things will give you the strength to push forward into the hardest step, and that's doing it under fire. Because usually when people are about to succeed is the point where they want to quit. It's because it's like the thermostat just got changed to a new degree, and the AC unit is used to clicking on at the old one, and now it has to wait and come back stronger because it knows it's got a new set point. And as you develop these logical steps, when you get to that 1% of I can't do it, that 1% is one moment of a long life. If you were 19 years old and you're going to live to 95, in this moment that you're under the heat, but you have a big goal to be X, Y, or Z, and in order to complete that, you must go through that fire right now. That right now is a 1% tiny little piece of your entire existence. Go through it. Go through it and then do it again, because it's going to show up again later on. And the more you do this, the more you use your logical mind and you see the long term, the step against the step, you start using checkmate on life. Wouldn't that be nice to checkmate life instead of life always feeling like it's checkmating you? 1% mentality doesn't mean that you are somehow better than, stronger than, greater than. It doesn't mean, it's not a comparison against anybody, anything, or any place or anyone. This 1% mentality is being able to move when the moving is hot by using logical reasoning steps so you can withstand the fire. Because imagine if you just quit and you were just, say, losing weight a pound away. Let's say you want to be a Navy SEAL and you're in cold water and the only thing you want to do is get warm. And so you quit and now you're warm, and then you reflect back, man, if I could have just stayed cold 10 more seconds, another minute. And then you got to live 50 years in regret for a decision that took 10 seconds. Had 1% of your life shifted in a different direction, you would have shifted in a different direction. It's crazy to think that. I use the Navy SEAL example because I heard David Goggins talking about this, and it was powerful. It was a powerful example from a real experienced person who went through something like that, who saw that. But you can relate this to your own life. And I don't mean jumping in cold water and becoming a Navy SEAL. I mean going to the fucking grocery store when you don't feel like it, so you can pick out the nutritious food that you know would help you to live a better quality, higher quality life. To take the first step, to become better, to drink more water, to buy water and put it by the nightstand, to get a book and put it on your pillow, to place things in habits where you're already doing things so you can start to be successful. Not in the future, not in some time that's never going to happen in your own mind, but in the present moment of that 1% where you feel like you can. Because that's where breakthrough occurs. I couldn't keep making podcasts if I came over every day and I looked and I pouted and I cried and I'm like, oh, I got this, oh, I got that. Don't get me wrong. I get 2 extra listeners, 1 extra listener. I'm so grateful. But what if I put all my emotion on that? I'm going to be a pretty miserable guy. I just got to put out what matters, what's right, what works. I got to listen. I got to be consistent. I got to believe in myself. These are all qualities of character that have nothing to do with anything other than if I can do it, so can you. This is why poverty, hardships, hard times, things that you're going through should inspire you to know that you're going to get to a point where you're going to be under the fire, and in that fire use a 1% logic reasoning to say, if I go through this, the rest of my life could benefit, instead of saying, if I go through this and quit, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. The choice is yours. So get up today, wake up, get going, let poverty inspire you. And then let it push you through. Let something deeper drive you, because the world needs that part of you to show itself. Hope you have a blessed and fantastic day. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this 10-minute episode of Wake Up Poverty Inspires Me, Wisdom Talks. Until next time. Just in that wanting, don't put it outside of what already exists.